Time for another analysis. Today I want to talk about the ending of season 3. As the Byers are getting ready to move away, we see Mike have conversations with both Will and Elle. We don't get goodbye conversations with any of the other party members like we do these two, so these are really the only two to compare. So we see Will put his D&D stuff into the donation box. Mike seems concerned about this. He asks Will, what if you want to join another party? And Will says, not possible. And then Mike gives him the biggest, goofiest grin ever. I've mentioned before that Mike and Will tend to talk in code. So what's under the surface of this conversation? After Mike says, what if you want to join another party? He kind of just stares at him, waiting for a response. What he really means is, what if you move on? Will says not possible, basically meaning he's never going to move on. And that makes Mike happy. Basically, they're telling each other that they're still going to be besties even after Will is gone. Then we see this scene between Mike and Elle. Elle asks Mike about what he said in the cabin, which was basically, I love her and I can't lose her again. But he tries to play it off like he has no idea what she's talking about. Then she says she loves him too. And he just kind of stares at her blankly. Then she kisses him in front of Will's closet. His eyes are wide open and he's really not kissing back. I've heard people say that this closet thing is a reach, but no, this is one of the most obvious things. He is literally framed perfectly inside the closet. Not only that, but he is not into this kiss. Elle looks pretty happy about what just happened, and she walks away. And then we see Mike standing next to Will's closet, looking dumbfounded. In the video I did about the airport scene, I mentioned that I think Mike had a realization right here. This happens right after he just gave Will that big goofy grin. So basically, Will saying that he's not going to move on made him happier than Elle saying that she loves him. I think right after this kiss, Mike has some alarm bells going off in his brain. Not only do we get the visual of him standing next to Will's closet, but he literally looks confused. As the Byers are driving away, we see the camera zoom in on Mike. Hopper's letter is being read over this part of the scene. And if you pay attention to the words being said when Mike and Will are on screen, it tells a story. In this moment, Mike feels like he's losing Will. And Elle, but he just really didn't seem as upset about that one. He looks back at the Byers' house before biking off. Even though Will told him that he wasn't going to move on, it still seems like Mike is terrified of that happening. We see Will crying in Jonathan's car. He's equally affected by this move. Then we see Mike go home, and he looks stunned. He walks up to his mom and gives her a hug. We've only ever seen Mike hug his mom like this one other time, and that was when they found Will's fake body. Because we've only ever seen him hug his mom twice, we can infer that these are similar situations. In both situations, he feels like he's lost Will. But this time, he understands that it's different. He's realized something about himself.